God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My child, hear me with your heart wide open, because there is something deep I want to pour into your soul right now. Not a single one of your tears was wasted. When you thought you were walking alone, I was beside you, sustaining your breath, guarding your mind, strengthening your spirit so the weight of your pain would not destroy you. For it is written, you keep track of all my sorrows, you have collected all my tears in your bottle, you have recorded each one in your book." Psalm 56 verse 8. "And I, the one who watches over you even in the details you hide from yourself, gathered each drop of your suffering as seeds that are now beginning to bloom into hope." You feel ready for a deep shift in your life and in the lives of those you love. Sometimes all it takes is one small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and the blessings that I have already prepared for you. A simple 1-minute prayer can begin a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reveals itself on the outside. If you desire more light, balance, and prosperity, spiritual and material, click the link in the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. Open your heart to the guidance that awaits you. Nothing escaped my attention, not the dawn when you almost gave up, not the silence that cut you like a blade, not the exhaustion that weighed more than your own body. I lifted you when you had no strength left, hid you in my embrace when no one understood you, and turned every fragment of your pain into the foundation of the future I designed for you. Declare with faith, I believe God held me when I thought I would fall. My child, remind yourself of this with depth. I saw all of you when no one else could see even a part of you, and this is not just spiritual poetry, it is eternal truth. For it is written, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34 verse 18. While many around you had no idea of the internal battles that drained you, I observed every detail, every silent thought, every weary sigh you released when you believed no one was watching. While you dressed yourself in courage outwardly so as not to burden anyone, I was healing your heart from the inside, touching cracks only I knew existed. While you pretended to be stable, I gathered your scattered strength and renewed you in ways invisible to others. Because, my child, I am never mistaken about who you are. I know your limits, your fears, your hopes, your longings, and even what you try to hide from yourself. Nothing you lived was wasted. For every hidden tear, every silenced pain, every night you lay down unsure if you could face the next day, I was there, sustaining you. And now the time has come for what you lived in secret to be honored openly, because heaven recorded your silent faithfulness. Declare with faith, I believe God saw what no one saw. I believe God turns my pain into strength. And when I say this, it is not just a beautiful phrase, it is a deep truth I learned on the days when I thought I would not make it. Because even when my heart was tired, even when fear tried to paralyze me, God was there gathering every broken piece and giving purpose to what I did not understand. He did not turn away from my silence or my tears or the moments I ran out of words. Instead, He entered those very places where no one else can go. And it is there, in that intimate territory of the soul, that He transforms pain into courage, tears into maturity, weakness into authority. God takes what hurt me and causes something stronger to rise. He turns what tried to break me into fertile ground for a new beginning. So even when I cannot see it, I believe. I believe no tear is wasted, no battle is pointless, no difficult chapter is useless. I believe the God who saw me fall is the same God who lifts me, heals me, and equips me. And that is why I can declare with conviction and hope, God turns my pain into strength. Remember my promise, though the fig tree does not blossom, the Lord is your strength. Habakkuk chapter 3 verses 17 and 19. When everything around you seemed unmoving, when your eyes searched for signs and found none, I was working in depths you could not yet understand. While you thought the season of joy had ended, I was quietly preparing your harvest, watering seeds you had forgotten you planted. When you believed nothing would change, I was already writing the page of your breakthrough, aligning encounters, shifting circumstances, strengthening your spirit to receive what I asked you to wait for. My spirit never allowed you to walk alone. Every exhausted step you took was upheld by my hand. And even when you imagined I had lost control, I remained in absolute command, carving paths where you only saw walls. My child, engrave this in your heart. What you called delay was actually my way of preserving you. What you interpreted as silence was my strategy to mature your vision. What you mistook for abandonment was the exact moment I was rebuilding your inner world, preparing you for a reality far greater than you can yet imagine. I have never stopped working in your favor, and I never will. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. My beloved child, how many times have you looked at your pain as if it were a sign of defeat, when in truth it was the mark of your construction? Today I tell you with divine certainty, everything you lived was preparation, not punishment. Every injustice you endured positioned you exactly where I intended to place you. Every door that closed was a divine redirection, not a rejection. Every person who walked away created space for the connections I am now preparing to enter your life. Nothing in your journey was accidental, every detail carried purpose. Your soul was trained in resilience. Your spirit was strengthened through adversity. Your character was refined in the invisible furnace of faith. You learned to see beyond the surface, to discern what eyes cannot perceive, and because did so, you are now fully prepared to step into what I have designed for you. Do not underestimate the process, because it shaped your spiritual authority. Do not diminish what you survived, because it elevated your vision. Everything that felt like loss was actually divine alignment. Everything that felt like breaking was expansion. And now you are ready to carry what once would have overwhelmed you. Comment, I believe that God transformed my losses into preparation. Those who sow in tears shall indeed reap with joy, as it is written in Psalm 126 verse 5, and I want this truth engraved deeply within your heart. You believed your tears were signs of weakness, but I saw them as seeds of a future harvest. You thought you cried alone, yet I was beside you in every silent moment, collecting each tear with reverence. You assumed I had forgotten you, but I was watching every detail with absolute attention. You felt ignored, but I was writing your vindication. My child, your tears were never evidence of defeat, they were tools of transformation. They watered the soil of your destiny. They prepared the ground for a season that will surprise even those who doubted you. The pain you endured in secret will bloom in the open. The faith you held on to when no one was watching is now producing a harvest greater than you imagined. And when that harvest arrives, those who saw you fall will witness the glory that lifts you. Nothing you lived will return empty, everything will return multiplied. Comment: I believe my tears will produce a harvest. My child, I know you carry wounds that no one can see. I know there are words that still echo painfully inside you, memories that still weigh upon your heart, and situations that still trigger discomfort. But hear me clearly, you are not defined by what hurt you. You are defined by what I have spoken over your life. Your identity is not shaped by rejection, it is shaped by my eternal love. Your value is not diminished by abandonment, it is established by my purpose. No accusation, no judgment, no past experience has the authority to rewrite what I have already declared. You are entering a season of restoration so deep, so transformative, so precise, that even you will be astonished by who you become. You will not emerge from this season merely healed, you will emerge elevated. You will not simply be restored, you will be expanded. You will not only be transformed, you will be clothed with a level of grace, wisdom, and spiritual authority that comes only to those who walked through the valley and kept walking. What once wounded you will no longer define you, it will empower you. Comment: I believe that God is restoring my identity. My beloved child, let this truth echo in your spirit. Behold, I make all things new, as written in Revelation chapter 21 verse 5. I am renewing even the areas you believed were beyond repair. I am breathing life into what you thought was permanently lost. I am restoring your steps, realigning your thoughts, refining your plans, and strengthening your inner being. I am opening paths where you once saw only walls. I am creating solutions where you only saw obstacles. I am bringing divine encounters, new opportunities, and supernatural alignments that will shift the course of your destiny. Do not fear the new season I am placing before you, for it is not a punishment but a fulfillment of everything you sowed with tears. The shift you are experiencing is not the result of your failures, but the harvest of your faithfulness. I led you through deserts to prepare you for abundance. I walked with you through silence to prepare you for revelation. What I started, I will finish with excellence. Comment: I believe that God is making everything new for me. My beloved child, I have watched every moment you endured with a heart that never turned away from you. I saw the sincerity behind every act of kindness you offered, even when harshness met you in return. I witnessed the times you extended support only to be greeted with indifference. I listened to your honest words being twisted, judged, or rejected, and yet you chose to remain steady rather than let bitterness take root within you. Your tears did not weaken you, they became the record of a resilience you did not realize you possessed. Every silent night, every unspoken ache, every moment you swallowed pain instead of retaliation, none of it was wasted in my sight. I used each of these pieces to reshape you into someone stronger, softer, and more aligned with what I prepared for your future. Even when you felt unseen, You were deeply known by me. Even when you believed you were forgotten, you were enclosed within my awareness. And now, my child, I tell you with absolute certainty, your season has changed. You are no longer meant to carry the weight of contempt others placed upon you. You are not bound to walk beneath the shadow of misunderstanding or false accusation. I am the one who lifts the gentle-hearted, the defender who sees beneath every surface, the judge who sets matters right without requiring you to argue or justify yourself. You do not need to prove your innocence to those who misread your intentions. You do not need to fight for a place that I myself have established for you. Release the urge to correct every misconception. Let go of the pressure to explain what I already understand. I will make your truth visible in a way no human hand could orchestrate, and no human voice could silence. My light will rise upon your life in a way that cannot be denied. Those who mocked your sincerity will witness my unwavering purpose in you. Those who dismissed you will recognize that I stood at your side when no one else offered support. Those who whispered of your downfall will see with their own eyes that it was I who raised you up. I do not restore to humiliate anyone. I restore to reveal what is real. When I shine upon you, it is not merely for people to see you. It is so that they see what I can do with a heart that stayed faithful, even in sorrow. You do not need to cling to the memories of who hurt you, nor the names they tried to give you. These things have no authority over the path I have awakened before you. The time of discredit is over. The era of misunderstanding is finished. Now begins your rising. Embrace this truth, my precious child. You will not be remembered for the pain you endured, but for the unmistakable radiance of my presence revealed through you. Your story will not be defined by rejection, but by restoration. People will recall not your hardship, but the transformation I wrought within you. Your tears have become the seeds of a testimony that will shine with unmistakable clarity. I am turning your past into a foundation strong enough to hold the weight of what I am placing upon your life now. But for this to unfold, you must choose to agree with my truth. You must speak what I speak. Say, I believe, not as a ritual, but as the affirmation that your heart accepts the new chapter I am opening before you. Each moment of trust becomes a door through which my purpose enters your story. Be certain of this, my beloved. The unseen realm witnesses your trust. The hidden places of existence take note when you choose peace over retaliation, forgiveness over resentment, silence over self-defense. I see every action, every motive, every whispered thought. And when you declare your dependence on my justice, I step forward with the fullness of my authority. You will not need to defend yourself. I will be your voice. You will not need to fight for your place. I will establish it. You will not need to force your way forward. I will make the way smooth before you. My justice is not loud, it is precise. My timing is not rushed, it is perfect. And though it may seem delayed to the human eye, nothing has been overlooked. Everything you have lived is accounted for. Lift your eyes, my child. Dishonor does not define you. Rejection does not determine your destiny. Being overlooked was never the end of your path, it was the soil in which I planted your deeper strength. I was with you from the beginning, and I am the one raising you now in the presence of those who doubted you. Not to shame them, but to reveal that faithfulness is never wasted when placed in my hands. I never ignore the tears of the righteous. I never abandon the hearts that lean on me when no one else stands beside them. Your rise is not a display of your power, it is the evidence of mine. And through your life, many will come to understand that I see, I act, and I restore. Every wrong done to you was witnessed by my eyes. Every false word spoken against you passed through my hearing. Every dismissal, every undervaluing, every careless judgment was recorded in my perfect knowledge. Do not think these things go unanswered. My justice moves with unshakable accuracy. Nothing escapes my timing, and nothing obstructs my intention. I have shaped circumstances around you in ways you do not yet see. I have been preparing a place for you, not a temporary rise, but an enduring position built on truth, humility, and the quiet strength you cultivated in your pain. You were never meant to live beneath the weight of criticism or to remain hidden under the shadows others cast upon you. I am the one who lifts the humble, who restores dignity, who exalts the faithful. And so, my beloved child, even though many tried to lessen you, I am now placing you in a position of honor, not because you sought human approval, but because you stood with me when no one else stood for you. Your vindication will come, but not through argument, not through striving, not through attempts to prove your worth. It will arrive through my own hand forming the path before you. I will open doors no one can close. I will silence voices that rose against you. I will establish you so firmly that no accusation, no opinion, no memory of your past can undermine what I have decreed. Those who doubted you will witness it. Those who disregarded your journey will fall silent, not because of anything you do, but because my reality will be undeniable. My beloved child, rise within yourself and let your spirit breathe deeply, for nothing that once brought you shame or silence will define you anymore. I saw every moment when the weight of misunderstanding pressed against your chest, and I know how your past tried to reduce you, shrinking your presence in the eyes of others. Yet I tell you now, nothing from yesterday has the authority to humiliate you. What once wounded you will become the stage upon which my glory is seen. The memories that once carried ache will soften, not because they disappear, but because they will be overshadowed by the transformation I have worked within you. I have seen the times when you felt invisible, when you walked quietly among others, wondering if your existence made any difference. I saw when you felt small and questioned your own worth. But understand this truth, I was with you even then, wrapping your heart in a strength you did not yet recognize. What you endured in silence has become the very place where my promise begins to unfold in power. Now, my child, receive this truth deeply. Your moment of recognition has arrived, but not because you reached for it or fought for it or demanded it. It is coming solely because I chose to bring it forth. I am the one who reveals what was hidden, enlarges what was overlooked, and sustains what others said had no significance. You will be seen, but not through the lens of your old wounds. You will be acknowledged, not for your suffering, but for the grace and resilience that have taken root within you. Do not fear visibility, for I will not expose you to highlight your pain. I will reveal you to display my strength. Your weaknesses will not be magnified. Instead, the light resting upon your life will testify of my presence working in you. Your sadness will not be exalted. Instead, the victory I place upon you will draw the eyes of many. Lift your head and breathe without heaviness, for your story is no longer shaped by what once harmed you, but by the unchanging truth I am establishing through your steps. Allow your heart to rise above the shadows of past criticism. I break every chain of dishonor that tried to cling to you, every label spoken over your life by those who did not understand your calling. Shame loses its grip today. The weight of others' judgments falls away. I surround you with honor, not the praise of crowds, but the sacred dignity that comes from being held in my hands. I will position you before those who doubted your future, not to elevate your ego, but so my presence becomes undeniable. When I lift you, it will be clear that it was not your effort that opened the door, but my authority. Speak this truth with boldness. When you proclaim the words I place within you, you are not reciting empty phrases, you are declaring my justice. You are stepping into alignment with my promise. Every time you declare it, you anchor your trust in my actions and expand the path for others to see what I am capable of doing. Understand, precious one, that your life is becoming a testimony that extends far beyond you. What you endured in silence is now turning into a foundation where my essence will be recognized. Every moment you were overlooked is becoming a vessel for growth. Every period of stillness is about to echo with evidence of my nearness. The tears you shed alone will shine as marks of triumph. Do not fear the words of others. Their opinions are shifting sand, but my declaration over your identity stands firm. I have spoken, you are restored, renewed, and honored. The time has come for many to witness what I will accomplish through those who remain steadfast. And when the transformation becomes visible, when the favor becomes undeniable, it will be seen clearly that the honor belongs to me. I am the one who raises those who trust me, who transforms shame into reverence, who gives beauty for ashes. Accept this moment as a sign of my goodness resting upon your life. Let the noise of others fade from your mind, for their voices do not define you. My profound care, my constant presence, and my perfect justice shape who you truly are. Walk forward with assurance, because what I have prepared for you is secure. It will not slip from your hands. It will not be delayed. It will not be undone. What is yours is firmly rooted in my will. This is your time of recognition, not shallow recognition that depends on outward approval, but the deep unveiling of who you have always been in my eyes. The reality I speak over you runs deeper than circumstance, deeper than opinion, deeper than anything seen on the surface. I saw your endurance long before anyone else did. I witnessed the silent victories won in your heart. I watched as you fought battles no one knew existed. Those hidden triumphs, those quiet moments of perseverance, are the very foundation of the future I have declared for you. Remember the days when exhaustion wrapped around your soul and simply waking up felt like a mountain. You pushed through not because someone cheered you on, but because there was a persistent spark within you, a determination that refused to die. That determination was a reflection of my strength at work inside you. Even when you felt empty, even when your energy faltered, I upheld you with a support so subtle you barely recognized it. I was the breath beside you, the whisper that reminded you to try again, the quiet force keeping you from collapsing entirely. You thought you were alone in your endurance, but I was there, steady, constant, unwavering. My presence was the invisible thread that held you together in the moments when everything seemed to scatter. I remember too the quiet ache of wanting to be understood. You longed for someone to truly see you, to perceive the depth of your internal world, the weight of your unspoken pain, the tenderness beneath your strength. You hoped for a moment of recognition, a nod of understanding, but instead were met with dismissive glances or empty conversation. But hear this, my beloved, while others miss the truth of who you are, I never did. My understanding has always been complete. I saw every silent plea. I understood every unspoken sorrow. I recognized every burden you carried alone. Not a single detail of your inner experience escaped my gaze. Every hope you held, every feeling that washed through your heart, every disappointment you swallowed quietly, all of it mattered to me profoundly. This is why your story is shifting now. Everything hidden has been seen by me. Everything endured has been recorded in my heart. Everything that felt overlooked has become the soil where new honor grows. The journey you walked has not been wasted. Nothing was meaningless. nothing was ignored. I am transforming every forgotten moment into purpose. I am shaping every tear into victory. I am taking every unseen sacrifice and lifting it into the light so its beauty can finally be recognized. And as I do this, the world will know, not that you were strong on your own, but that my strength carried you. Not that you gathered glory for yourself, but that my favor rested upon you. Not that you survived by chance, but that you were sustained by my hand every step of the way. What comes next will reflect my heart for you. Your story will become living proof of my faithfulness. Your voice will become a refuge for others who walk the same quiet roads you once walked alone. Your transformation will reveal my presence, your healing will reveal my compassion, and your rising will reveal my authority. So stand, my beloved. Let your spirit rise without fear. Embrace the honor I place upon your life. Walk in the identity I have spoken over you. The future unfolding before you is solid, intentional, and overflowing with favor. Nothing and no one can remove what I have prepared. You are stepping into a season built not on the wounds of your past, but on the unwavering truth of who you are in my sight. And that truth, anchored in my eternal love for you, will only grow brighter from here. My beloved child, hear me as I speak to the deepest part of you, the place that few have ever truly seen. I want you to know first that my understanding of you has never depended on what you have accomplished or on what others have noticed. It has never depended on your outer strength, your composed expression, or the calm face you learned to show the world. My understanding has always come from the essence of who you are, your purest self, revealed most clearly in those vulnerable hours when no audience existed and no affirmation could be found. I saw you during those long stretches of silence, when you carried your emotions inward and walked through life appearing steady though an entire world of thoughts moved beneath the surface. I watched the quiet courage with which you navigated choices, sought clarity, and tried to discern the truth while feeling as though guidance was scarce. You were not overlooked in those moments. You were being witnessed with a fullness deeper than any human gaze could offer. In those quiet pockets of existence, where your inner dialogue became a storm of questions, contemplations, fears, and hopes, I was fully present. Every thought that flickered across your mind, every uncertain step, every unspoken request rising softly within your spirit was heard by me long before it could be formed into words. Your internal world, so deep and intricate that others rarely perceived it, was completely visible to me. I saw the reflections that shaped you, the self-conversations that strengthened you, and the silent wondering that you believed only you could feel. These were not insignificant moments. They were sacred. They were the grounds upon which your true strength was forged. For it was there, in the unseen quiet, that you leaned unknowingly on my nearness. And it was there that your identity took shape, not from outward affirmation, but from the invisible presence that held you in each moment of internal stillness. Do not believe for even a moment that your hidden battles were meaningless. They were not random challenges placed before you without intention. Each one carried purpose. Every moment of silent endurance, each time you held yourself together when no one else was aware of your inner turmoil, became a step in your transformation. I used these exact experiences to refine the clarity within you, to deepen your understanding of your own nature, and to reveal the rich resilience embedded in your spirit. When you steadied yourself in the middle of mental storms, when you found a way to breathe though your heart felt tight, when you whispered hope to yourself even when hope seemed distant, those were not moments of weakness. They were powerful testimonies that your roots were sinking deeper into the strength I supplied. You were discovering a peace that could not be dictated by circumstance, a knowing that could not be shaken by instability. You walked through life presenting a calm that many admired, but behind that calm was an inner weight that I understood perfectly. The composure you showed was often a shield, necessary at times, but heavy to hold. You bore the responsibility of appearing capable, even when your inner world churned with pressure. But while people saw only the strength you projected, I saw the truth behind the shield. I saw the longing for quiet, the desire for relief, the hunger for peace that went beyond understanding. I knew the effort it took to keep functioning, to remain dependable, to fulfill your responsibilities even when you felt stretched thin. This effort was not failure. It was devotion. It was integrity. It was evidence of a soul willing to endure for the sake of what mattered most. And even though others may have praised your strength without recognizing the cost of maintaining it, I valued every hidden exertion. I counted each internal struggle as part of your sacred journey. There were times when you questioned whether anyone could truly understand what you were going through. You wondered if the complexity of your internal experience was too unique, too layered for anyone to grasp. You asked yourself if your emotions were too much, if your thoughts were too tangled, if your burdens were too specific to be seen. But hear me, I understood every nuance. I felt the precise shape of your ache. I knew the questions that troubled you at night. I knew the burdens that pressed on your mind in ways you could not even articulate. I did not just see the general outline of your suffering, I knew each detail intimately. Nothing about your pain was vague or invisible to me. I held a complete awareness of your emotional landscape, and that understanding became your refuge even when you did not realize it. You were never misunderstood in my presence. In me, you have always been fully known. This complete comprehension, this perfect understanding I have of you, comes not from watching your life unfold, but from an eternal connection that existed before your first breath. This connection is your anchor. It is the place where all confusion dissolves, where all fear loses its voice. It is from this deep well of understanding that I speak to you about your future. Your future is not separate from what you have endured, it is born from it. Every act of resilience you displayed when you felt vulnerable is now part of the foundation upon which your next steps are built. Every moment you maintained faith while hope felt far away has become a living strength within you. These experiences were not pointless trials, they were invaluable moments of growth. You were cultivating endurance even when you felt fragile. You were building strength even when you felt weak. You were discovering faith even when everything felt uncertain. And now all that you gained in those quiet battles is rising to the surface to meet the life I have prepared for you. There is a truth about your spirit, pure, unblemished, untouched by the judgments of others or by the failures you perceive in yourself. This truth has always been visible to me. It is the part of you that whispered trust in moments of fear, that reached for my unseen hand in moments of loneliness, that held on to hope even when darkness felt overwhelming. I protected this core part of you in every valley you walked through. I preserved it when criticism tried to distort it. I safeguarded it when circumstances tried to bury it. And now, this truth is emerging unobstructed. You no longer need to hide it. You no longer need to explain it. You no longer need to justify its existence. It simply is. It is the most authentic version of you, the version that reflects who you were always meant to be. In embracing this truth, you will find a freedom that no external validation can offer. You will discover a peace that cannot be shaken. You will walk with a confidence rooted not in performance, but in identity. My precious one, Release any thought that you were unseen in your struggles. Let go of the idea that your efforts faded into the background or that your quiet endurance went unnoticed. Every tear you shed was a sign of courage, not fragility. Every internal battle you fought, alone and without recognition, was a declaration of strength. Your endurance became a silent offering of faith. And though no one else may have known the depth of your fight, I knew it entirely. I honored every moment of it. I upheld you through every step. And now, all that was grown in the silence, all that was shaped in the unseen, will rise as undeniable evidence of who you have become. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was overlooked. Everything you endured has formed the substance of the person who now stands ready to enter what I have prepared. You are stepping forward not as someone barely surviving, but as someone profoundly transformed. This is the truth I speak over you. This is the identity that will lead you into the fullness of your future. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.